If you are here, you're likely someone who leads from within. You don't follow the noise. You follow resonance. This full moon in Sagittarius is in the nakshatra of Purva Ashada in Vedic Astrology. It is not here to push you harder. It's here to burn away what no longer carries your truth. So your next step can arise from clarity and not from confusion. Hi, I'm Prema, a Vedic astrologer and a soul guide for sacred wealth architects. Each month, I bring forward a resonant field update for the full moon, as well as the monthly update. It's to help you to reconnect to your soul's rhythm, your sacred leadership. Before we fully dive in here, if you haven't already taken the Sacred Wealth Archetype quiz, you'll find the link in the description. It's a powerful way to remember how your soul design is here to create true prosperity through you, through all of your gifts. There are moments when the moon doesn't just illuminate the sky, it illuminates your architecture. And this full moon in Sagittarius at 25 degrees arrives in the nakshatra of Purva Ashada, known as the Invincible One. It is governed by Apis, the cosmic goddess of purifying water. And this star doesn't just cleanse, it distills. It strips away distortion with grace that is fierce. A fierce grace, not gentle. Nothing to be afraid of. Some things are called for this level of purity and this purification that dissolves false identity and reanimates your soul's clarity in the process. Apis is the intelligence of sacred water, but not water as emotion, water as truth memory. Under her watch, you don't need to process everything. You need to rinse off what is not yours. So what remains is just the truth. The pure truth, your truth. This full moon is a reckoning moon, a mirror held up to reveal where you've over-identified with form, with projection, or performance, where you've built momentum around something that no longer has soul roots. It says, let only the real remain. Let your altar burn clean. So what altars have you been feeding that no longer flourish you? What roles are you ready to release? Not because they were wrong, but because they're complete. Not everything was meant to last. Things come to completion, whether you think they should complete or not. And that's a timing that we're meant to honor. And when we do, we're left with the purity. And this moon is not without support. The full moon is represented by the Queen in the Sacred Wealth Code archetype system. And this is the divine feminine leadership. Yes, emotions can be part of that, but devotion is a huge part of the full moon, of the Queen, and of feminine leadership. And to get down to true devotion, that's where the purity comes in and the fire along with this full moon. We have the support from Jupiter. Jupiter, our great visionary, is the ruler of Sagittarius and is currently casting its gaze from Gemini. And Jupiter's presence brings intelligence, wisdom, philosophy, and an invitation to rewire your mind, and not just your message, to have a internal circuitry shift in your mind. So if you've been looping in overthinking or false frameworks, this is a moment to pivot from ideas back to your essence. We have enough information. How do you know which ideas are yours, or you're sifting and sorting and saying or living by someone else's? We have to strip that away and come back to our essence. And Jupiter reminds us, your truth does not need to be louder, it needs to be clear. A louder bell is not heard farther, does not ring louder, perceptibly louder than a bell that rings incredibly clear in tone. You have a clear tone. That's how to be heard. Not above the noise, but also below the noise. Meanwhile, Saturn, I'm trying to pick up my administrator here. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. This is the great administrator, the great organizer. Saturn is a weighty planet. Saturn's the planet of karma, truth or consequences. And he casts his weight across the sky towards this full moon because it has an aspect there. Saturn's bringing gravity. He's asking, is your path meant to last? Saturn wants us to walk our true path and wants to build things that last, not a flash in the pan. Saturn doesn't judge, but he does test. He tests our limits and he tests our truth. But this is a test of alignment, not achievement. So you may feel slowed, but that slowing is what sharpens the signal. If you're feeling both the heat and the stillness, you are exactly on time. It's not about moving faster. It's not about feeling too heavy with things. Again, we're coming back to purity, to truth, so we can walk our own paths in our own way, carrying our own tone, not masked by false tones of everyone else. You're not being asked to push forward. You're being asked to clear the field. So your next movement emerges from purity and not from performance, not from reaching outside of yourself, but what's purely coming up through you. So let's drop in with some soul wisdom questions here. It's a potent time to ask. And when we ask, no, we don't ask our minds. We drop straight through, down to the heart. And we let that question drop into our heart and let the truth rise up. So what truth are you no longer willing to hide? What truth are you no longer willing to hide? What voice within you is ready to lead, even if no one applauds? What voice in you is ready to lead, even if no one else is applauding or responding? And what flame is real enough to endure? Real enough. This is a powerful full moon. Purity, truth, allowing your essence to come through and let everything else burn away. If you're ready to walk through this fire in sacred space, I invite you to join me for the Full Moon Healing Circle on July 10th, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a space to release what clouds your clarity and to realign with your deeper truth. You can find the link in the description to join, or wherever you're tuning into this. It's only $27. Remember, this is not a time to shout your truth louder. It's a time to sit inside and let it radiate from you. If you want to go deeper into your soul blueprint, you can book a reading with me. The link is below in the description. Or if you're ready to be part of a resonance-based leadership field, Sacred Wealth Mastery is where we explore this work more deeply. Whatever you do next, let it be real, let it be rooted, and let it be yours. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for listening with your whole field. I welcome your comments, your reflections, any answers that came up to the soul wisdom questions. And until next time, so much love to you.